Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the David Kaye question and answer panel. You'll notice there are a lot of people here. It's not just a matter of space, there's also a matter of noise. We can hear you playing with the transformer, we can hear you zipping, we can hear you talking in a normal voice, we can hear your cell phone on vibrate. So word of warning, try to keep the noise down. A lot of people in the back want to hear him. So the sound system is phenomenal, sometimes stuff overrides it. Also, for question purposes, you can be in this line, you can ask questions, try to limit it to 2 maximum. We understand he's an awesome guy. Alright, without further ado.
I see a lot of familiar faces here. Tons of people I've seen before. Who was at TFcon in Pasadena last year? You're not last year? Yeah. You were in hey! Hey, Mark!
How are you doing?
Oh my God!
Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I kind of organized this around a family trip, so this kind of, you know, when Colin invited me here to do the TFcon, I was sort of the, okay, then I'll go visit my family, so thank you. Yeah, it's just in Peterborough. You ever know where that is? Oh, is that weird? You're my other family. Who hasn't been to a con before? So this is the first time for people? Sort of, kind of? So I think for Transformers fans, next year Pasadena is another, I think they're having it in Pasadena, so if you want to book your trip down to California. That's a short commute for me, it's 10 minutes to get there. So, possibly, yeah. They invited me this year, but I couldn't make that happen. So yeah. So I don't know how you want to do this. I'm not sure what the format is. I get you. We'll just start with questions, and we'll sort of take it from there. Anything about the show or anything? Yeah. So you can line up and start if you want.
Hello, Mr. Kaye.
Hey.
How did you get the role in Beast Wars? Like, how did you get the role in Megatron?
Megatron, yes, Megatron. Excellent. I have to get that out of the way right away. Okay, what year was that? 90-something, 96, so 95, thank you. So 95, there was auditions that came around, there was, so I was still living in Vancouver, and they were redoing, I never really saw I remember the G1 as a kid, kind of. So I didn't really have any idea what was expected, and had this a stack of paper with pictures and dialogue, and this is everybody saying, "Oh, this is the big thing." And I went and did the audition. I just kind of played around. And I auditioned for a lot of characters. In particular, they wanted me to read for Optimus, and they wanted me to read for Megatron. And it's sort of, I don't know. Some things kind of speak to you. That I just sort of married a few different character voices and came up with the Megatron character. I added a couple affectations, elongated the words, and then I got a call back for both Optimus and Megatron. And then a few weeks later, they cast me as Megs. Essentially, that's how it went. You know, yeah, thanks. Morning.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Out of all the Megatrons you've voiced, which one do you consider your favorite?
Of all the Megatrons?
Yeah.
Oh, the Beast Wars one. You know, anime is where the Japanese anime, of course, you must know, where the cartoon's already done, so we have to come in afterward and provide the voice for it. So it's a little different, you can't really play around. With Megatron, you talk the thing, yes, and not talking, oh, bring me that, you know, you're playing around, but you haven't got a lot of time in the anime, because the lip flap's already done. You know, give me the so it's a little bit different. Yeah.
So how did you do when you were voicing the characters when Transformers animated?
That was weird because I wasn't living in Los Angeles at the time yet, but I was commuting a lot. I was on a lot of airplanes. Ever seen the movie Up in the Air with George Clooney? That was me, man. I had all the cards. I had a system. If anybody ever came with me on the airplane, it was like there was a problem because it was ruined my style, and I had the cards, and I know the whole thing going on, and I was missing my family, and And so when the series happened and I was cast in it, that sort of solidified the move down there because no more airplanes for a while. But yeah, I thought it was going to be Megatron because they called back, and then the callback Sue was there, everybody was there, and Derek Wyatt was there, they're all behind the glass, and I did the thing, and then they're all sort of nodding and stuff, and I thought, oh, well, maybe this will maybe happen, maybe it won't. And then Sue goes, why don't you try to pick up Optimus? Give Optimus a try. And then we want him to sound kind of, you know, and they said they give a reference like a Tom Hanks or a younger thing, and I didn't really know what to do because I didn't read for it. So I kind of did this thing in my own voice, and up in here it was a little younger than I wanted to go, and they were all like behind the glasses, and I thought, this is weird. So, I don't want to play the good guy. I thought I was the bad guy. So yeah, I got the call a few weeks after that, and it was Optimus. It was wild. Yeah, here's a rubber duck. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi.
Hey, it's good to see you.
You too.
I was kind of sad you didn't make it to TFcon, but then I got really jazzed you were coming here, so
Thanks.
we're continuing the streak. I've seen you at conventions for the
That's
last
right.
couple
10
of
years.
So, 10 years. Speaking of stalker, given that you moved down to LA, and unfortunately I'm not a good enough stalker to know if you're still living there, I kind of make assumptions now. That's how I'm getting the answer to. I'm wondering if you're hitting the point where, having lived in Canada for a while, now that you're living in the States, are you finding that weird thing where Canada's becoming like that other country you go to for trips rather than your homeland?
Yeah, sure. LA has always been a second home to me anyway. What I'm most proud of is my family, because when you uproot your kids who are, have all their friends in Vancouver and West Van where we lived, you know, I'm real proud of them. And to me, it's a second home. And it's been that way for probably 9-10 years, and we've lived in it now for 3 years. But it's you know, it's home. That's where you make your home. And the weird thing is the people you see there are people that you know, are my heroes. So I went and did a couple of Scooby-Doo episodes, and now Frank Welker. Oh my God, Frank! You know, and he's the nicest guy in the world. And I work with Maurice LaMarche a lot. Tom Kenny, I work with He's a good friend of mine. Phil Lamar. They're all great. So it's like you know, it's your family. It's your support group. So no, but it is. It's the first time I've been back to Canada for a little bit. So it's nice to come home. I've had Harvey's. And I got to tell you, man, In-N-Out Burger is one of my favorite burgers in California. I don't know what it is. Steve, my assistant's here. Say hi, Steve. There he is. There's Steve right there. And he's been working on my studio at my mom and dad's house for the last week, and he's had enough, and he's leaving. He's going back to Vancouver. And he's a hell of a technician. By the way, thank you very, very much for everything. He keeps things running. And we went for a treat and had a Harvey's hamburger after the gym yesterday. It was the best burger I've had for so long. So, I had butter tarts. I got to go to Campbellford and get some cheese curd. And to do that. So all those things that, you know, remind me at home.
Thanks very much for coming out in Canada. I'm sure we'll welcome you back.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thank you all so much.
Hi, for the Armada, Energon, and Cybertron cartoons.
You Phil Lamar's child? No.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, you look like a young Phil Lamar.
Yeah, I'm Phil Lamar.
Do Michael Jackson. No,
I can move.
I got a Facebook Phil today, and I'm going to get your picture of it.
So, for the Armada, Energon, and Cybertron cartoons, how did they decide that they wanted you back to play Megatron again? Aside from satisfying all the fans' hopes and dreams.
You mean when that series came around?
Yeah.
When it first came, I don't really know how it all happened. They just said, oh, it's been done in Japanese, you know, come back and read. And I wasn't even sure I was going to be doing it. I just did the thing, and I never really thought about it too much. And then Terry Flosson directed it. We did a whole bunch. You know, anime's not my favorite to do, dubbing, because like I said before, you can't really play. But it was cool to be, they had me around, so I thanked them. So thank you. All right, next.
Morning.
Morning.
This is a quick question for you. I'm just curious, for you as a voice actor, do you find it more flattering if somebody is able to instantly identify your voice, or if like somebody hears goes, wait, that was you? Oh, cool.
I'd rather them not know.
Okay.
Yeah, so seriously, yeah, because the more I, you know, they don't quite know who that is, the less you're going to be typecast in something. And so, that's just me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that answer your question? If I ramble, just tell me to shut up. Just talk. Mark knows, you know how I can go. He's glad. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey David, longtime fan. I've got just a couple of quick questions.
Sure.
First one's going back to Beast Wars Beast Machines. What was it like, just, what did you think of the transition of Megatron in between the two series in terms of personality and stuff when you went in?
Yeah, the fun one is a lot of, Larry DiTillo and Bob Forward wrote, was a lot of playful sort of the rubber ducky thing. I think they wrote those episodes where there's a lot of play going on, but when the Beast Machines came in, it was a little darker. And so I kind of dug that whole darkness about it. You know, I kind of liked it after I watched a few episodes. Oh, this is kind of cool. So that the humor kind of came out of it a little bit. So I don't know if you guys felt that, or did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, but some people like it, some people don't. And I missed doing the old yes and all the stuff, and this is going to be very evil. They wanted an evil, no humor. That's what the direction was.
I guess the second one would be, what was it like going from being Megatron to playing a word, Megatron's #1 follower?
Who is that? Do you mean Lugnut?
Yeah.
Is that mean Lugnut? Is that what it's
Yeah, Lugnut.
Oh, is that Lugnut there?
Yeah, this is the
Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah, this is the Takara one, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a riot, because there's humor there. He's just a stupid, you know, Megatron is wise. That was fun. Thank Derek White for that.